Hey everyone, it's Alison Heikkila. Thank you so much for joining me. It is the 10th of the month, and that means that there is a new release from Spellbinders, and there are a lot of awesome products that are being released today. This is just a couple of them. Look at these gorgeous butterflies. When I first saw them, I was like, oh, I can't even believe how beautiful they are. They are dimensional, they are holographic, they are semi-translucent in some spots. Let's pull this out. I am so crazy about how pretty these are. And I'm not somebody that uses butterflies a whole lot on my projects, not because I don't love them, but because it's just not really my thing. I tend to use other bugs. But I seriously fell in love with these. They are so gorgeous. Look at the dimension. Isn't that so pretty? We're going to be using them on a card today, but I plan in the future to be using them on mixed media projects, maybe like a plaque that I can hang on the wall, something like that, because I feel like they need to be out all the time and not just on a card. So this is the Sunrise Butterflies. I think there's six or eight styles. I think that there's six, but I only have two. And then this is the Misty Morning. We're going to be working with the Sunrise today. I don't know, it works with my mood. These are really bright and cheery, and you know, these are just as beautiful, but the colors are a little subdued, a little muted, and I think that that's appropriate for how I'm feeling. So if you followed me in the past, especially the past week or so, you know that we had our dog Bartles had liver cancer, and we lost him on Monday. And I'd like to say a huge thank you to everyone that has reached out, all of your kind words, your own personal stories about, you know, the fur babies that you've lost and are now missing, and all of that. And I appreciate all of you that have said anything about it. It's been really, really hard, and we're doing our best to try and get through it. So if you saw my video last Friday, it was about how can we create while we're in a bad headspace. And I think that this is going to work out really well. Again, they're beautiful, but those colors are really speaking to me, because of kind of the headspace that I'm in. And, you know, beautiful butterflies, symbolize a lot of things about those who passed and things like that. So I think that this is going to work out really well. Okay, I'm going to move on because I'm going to get upset. But this is what I've got for us. I have Lost Shadow Distress Oxide, Weathered Wood, Dusty Concord, and we'll put this one over here, Tattered Rose. And I think that these four colors look fantastic with each of the 6 butterflies that are here. I don't know which butterflies we're using yet, but I really like this color combo. In addition to these butterflies being released today, there is a die collection called Timeless. And this is the Timeless Hearts Border die. I'm going to hold it up for you to see. It's super intricate, and you guys know I don't tend to work with fiddly things, but this was too pretty to pass up. I thought it was very, I don't know, I just really liked it. You'll see a bunch of projects with me using this collection very soon. So it comes with the main focal die, and then it has these 2 other dies that you can use to create a shadow if you want to, or to cut out, say, the bottom for a card, like the edge of a card, right? Or you could do it at the top, you could flip them around, you can have them any which way, but I'd like to use this. We might pull out some of the other new ones, but I'm not really sure. As of right now, we're gonna probably just use this guy, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so I have some smooth Bristol cardstock right here. And what I'd like to do, because, all right, so many of you know I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and sometimes ink blending is really hard for me, especially when there is stress in my life. And right now, things are stressful. You know, dealing with the loss of Bartles has been tough on my body and not just my mind. So I decided that we're going to use our gel press plate. This is my 6x6 because it fits nicely here. And we're going to add our Distress Oxides to this and pull prints onto the Bristol because it's going to be easier on my shoulder and my hands instead of ink blending onto the Bristol itself. That takes a little too much pressure, and I don't want to do that right now. So I have Lost Shadow, and I'm going to apply this to the top here. And just so you know, my plate is yellowed because I have used alcohol inks on here. And alcohol inks will stain your gel plates. It doesn't affect how they work. It's just what happens. Now we've got the Tattered Rose. We're going to save the Dusty Concord for later. I'm going to apply this color, and then I'm going to grab my brayer and we're going to smooth this out. Okay, I've got a 6-inch brayer here, and I'm just going to go back and forth, get those colors to blend together a little bit. And now I'm going to lay this right on top. I'm going to try to bring it down below center because I want to make sure that I have that Tattered Rose. I have just a piece of scrap, and we're going to get our first pull. See how this looks. We're probably going to need to repeat this process. Yeah, that's super light. Super light. Let's do that again. Again, we're going to do Lost Shadow, then Weathered Wood. If this doesn't work after another time or two, I'm probably just going to swipe the colors across the card, the Bristol. That might just be an easier way to do it at this point since these colors are so light. If we were working with darker colors, they'd probably show up a little bit better, but also some of these are pretty old and I have not re-inked them. Okay, try this again. Still super pale. That's all right. I think that what I'm gonna do is maybe I think we can go it one more time. I think if we do it one more time, we should be okay. I don't really love the line that I have from the Weathered Wood. I'm gonna try and blend that out a little bit more. And then Tattered Rose is the last color. And then I really want to try to kind of move my brayer up and down to get those colors. See how much nicer that is, that blend? Hopefully this time we'll be good to go. This is much easier on my joints. So if you have arthritis or other physical issues, and you can't apply a whole lot of pressure. It looks like I'm pushing hard, but I'm not. This is a lot easier than doing ink blending with like mini ink blending tools. I'm happy with that. I think that that looks good. I like that a lot. You know what we need though? Ink splatter. There's a lot of ink left on here. I can pull a couple more prints, but I'm not going to do that now. I'll save it for later. Okay, I have Fireworks Spray in London Fog. This is a really nice gray, and I'm going to splatter some of this across our card panel here. I was thinking about using like a rose gold, but we'll try this first. If we need to add more, we'll add more. Right now it just looks gray, but these sprays are super shiny. And when you shake them, the mica that kind of settles in the bottom goes through the rest of the liquid, and you get some really beautiful shimmery effects depending on how you use them. You can see that some of those are starting to dry a little bit, and they're just all shimmer. So pretty. Okay, I'm going to just wipe this up like that. And then if this takes too long to dry, I will you know what? I think we're going to just go with my heat tool. I'm going to use my heat tool and dry this up, and then we'll continue. The panel is all dry, and you can see that really pretty shimmer from the fireworks spray. Okay, so now what I'd like to do is I'm going to die cut this border. But in addition, in the Timeless collection is the Timeless Cardfront die set. And in that, there's a whole bunch of dies, and some of them are really big. But this is one of them. It's just a simple oval with this kind of pierced design. And what I'd like to do is kind of have that there. We'll put a sentiment in the middle, and then we can add, you know, a butterfly or two to this piece. So that's kind of where I think that we're headed. So I want to have this cut out in Dusty Concord. So the easiest way to do that for me is to just take the pad, and I'm just going to swipe it across this piece of white cardstock. This is nothing fancy, it's just white cardstock. Make sure that it is fat enough to accommodate the width of the die. This is not exactly the shade that I want. I'm thinking that I might go in with Villainous Potion. It's kind of pinky right now. Does that happen to you? My oxides tend to, I don't know, oxidize before I actually hit them with water sometimes, depending on how warm it is in my studio space. And that's kind of what's happening here. Let's go on the other side. I think that this is better. This is Villainous Potion, also in oxide form. I think this is a better color. Let's take a look at those butterflies. They both work. Let's look at it here. I think I have to take it to committee. I'm going to ask my husband what he thinks. Okay, my husband said Dusty Concord, so Dusty Concord it is. So I'm going to take this over to my die cut machine and die cut this baby out. I did a few things off camera to save ourselves some time. So first, I used this fabulous oval and die cut a piece of vellum for the background. I also swiped weathered wood and lost shadow onto some cardstock, and the same way that I had done with the purples, and then I die cut Sending Love and its shadow, glued it together, and those are from this set. This is from the Thanks Enclosed Sentiments from Spellbinders. I have been using this set like crazy since I got it. It's really great. A little fiddly, they're pretty skinny, but it's all connected. So like the tittle of the eye is actually connected. So you don't have to worry about like finding small pieces. The words are all one piece, and then the shadow layer is the second piece. So I've got this laid out, and you might be saying, you know, Alison, this is a little bit empty here. Don't forget, we have our fantastic, sorry about that, our fantastic butterflies, which really, this is what I want to be the focal point. So I'm going to wind up using two. I think it might be these two. I'm not positive yet, but we're going to glue all of this stuff together. Again, I'll do that off camera. You don't need to see me gluing things this time because this video is already long. And then we'll work out the butterflies. So I'm going to adhere these pieces to this piece of cardstock that we colored, and then we'll move on to the butterflies and our card base. Here's where we're at. I have adhered all of the pieces to my card base, and prior to that, I inked the edges of the base with Dusty Concord Distress Oxide so that it matched our lovely Timeless border. It's just a white card base. And now we get to choose our butterflies. So, like I said before, I really think that I want to use this one because it picks up the tattered rows that we have down here. You can cut these apart too. It might make it a little easier just to kind of see where you want things. You just want to be careful that you don't accidentally cut the wings of the butterflies next to where you're cutting, because they are pretty close, which is good because it means that they've packed a lot on there. Okay, I'm gonna go like this so that that weighs it down. I think that's so pretty. Even with just the one, it's so pretty. But I think that I want two. Let's try this blue one. This is very similar to weathered wood, and There's another distress color that it's similar to. Not Salty Ocean, not Peacock Feathers. I don't know. There's another Stormy Sky. It reminds me of Stormy Sky. What do we think? I think that's lovely. I really like that. Okay, let's adhere our butterflies, and then we will have a finished card. I'm going to peel this off. This reminds me of stickers from the 80s. I was in a sticker club back then, and I would go to the Sanrio store by me all the time and get lots and lots of stickers. I still have some of my sticker books, but that's what this holographic backing reminds me of. Many of my stickers from then. Okay. And there we go. Oh, I love this. This is so pretty. And we still have all these butterflies left. And I'll bring this one back in. Again, this is the Misty Morning. Love those colors. And that's our card for today. I hope that you enjoyed this. I apologize for being a little long-winded in the beginning, but I just wanted to show my appreciation to everybody that reached out. And I think that's it. Although now I'm feeling like we need a couple of sequins. Should we do that? Let me get out some sequins and then I'll decide. See how things never are finished? I'll be right back. I decided to go with Rainbow Pearl Twilight. This is from A Colorful Life Designs. It is one of the newest card blings that came out this month. And I am going to adhere them with my On Point glue from Imagine. And what I like to do is I hold my pokey tool in my right hand, my jewel picker or pickup tool in my left hand, and then I grab the adhesive also in my right hand. And I pick it up, put a little dab of glue. If it wants to come out, I just checked it and it was coming out and now it's not. There we go. And then I'll push it down with the pokey tool. Sometimes it's hard to get sequins or gems off of the wax. So having the pokey tool in your hand to help you makes the work quite a bit easier. Okay. I think we're done now. That's much better. We needed that. All right. That's it for me today, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate you being here, and I hope to see you for my next video. Be well, stay safe. Peace out.